So George, today we're back on the dyno with what might look like a run-of-the-mill LS, but this thing's actually fairly rare in Australia, isn't it?
Yeah, in the LS scene, definitely.
Yeah.
Not a lot of these combos going around, definitely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So in short, this is a baby. This is the baby of the LS family, isn't it?
It's the small cube, yeah, which we sort of love. Big cubes, yeah, we can make big power, but there's always a bit of joy making big power out of small cubes, which sort of goes back to our four-cylinder days, really, doesn't it? We've had this package for a while. When I say a while, it was in another car a long time ago. Started in the engine room and just waited for another car to get built. And then this came along, and yeah, we're talking about obviously a 4.8 litre.
4.8 litre.
Yeah, which is the LR4 prefix, yeah.
But you didn't actually buy this as a 4.8, is that true?
No, well, we initially bought it from an importer.
Yeah.
Unless you actually look at the casting on the crankshaft, you got to pull the sump off. You don't know if you've got a 5.3 or a 4.8 because the block is stamped both 4.8/5.3. So you got no idea.
Are more of them 5.3s?
I think so. Yeah. The 4.8s. I think were in the smaller trucks, the Tahoes. I think they had them out of in America.
So you bought this and put it in the other car, thinking it was a 5.3. Is that right?
I changed the bearings on it, so I knew straight away that it was a 4.8 once we'd purchased it, but we'd stripped it, it was too late. So I'm like, yeah, fair enough. Because I gapped the rings as well. So I pulled it apart, cleaned it up back then, gapped the rings. Just the usual mods, nice little camshaft. We had the stock heads on it, and the smaller engines run the smaller heads. So they run a smaller valve. So pretty much the trick with these is, not the trick, but the cheap option is just put some LS1 heads on it because they've got the bigger valves on it, which we eventually done a port and LS1 valves on the heads on this. So they're still relatively standard heads.
So it's still stock rotating?
Oh yeah, stock rod, stock piston, still the stock rings as well. We just gapped them.
It sounds, I don't mean to make this sound bad, it sounds actually like it makes more power than it does.
Yeah, it's pretty angry sounding car.
Like it is super angry.
It is really angry, yeah.
Went to the track in the last car. It was a VY, I think.
Yeah, it was in a VY IRS. We never really got it. We're having dramas with the diff ratio, I think it was. I think the best it went was like a 10.0. But again, we had gearing issues. It wasn't set up right. And then owner had an accident in the car and we pulled the motor out and just waited for a new car to get built. Yeah, so this
is this all similar? Like, what's...
No, so the only difference realistically to the new from then to now is the addition of a BTR inlet manifold and a Pulsar G42. It used to have a 4202, just a plain bush cast wheel on it. And it's still made on my roller dyno. It made 555 kilowatts back then. It's got a Glide now. The previous car had a 400. So that's really the difference. And obviously this rear end's a lot better.
So it's making about, at the moment, it's making about, in the old money,
850 to 9, yeah, 850 to 900. Yeah, we're around there. A stock engine, realistically, stock rotating assembly, sort of forget how good these things are. Just a well-mated camshaft, decent sized turbo. Like the turbo is still relatively small, I think. It's still got a little bit of, I won't say lag, but we can make it a little bit more aggressive, but it's very responsive on the street.
Yeah,
it's a really good driver.
It comes up pretty quick here.
Yeah. But it's a cool car.
So I think you were touching about, you're sort of aiming at about 25 pounds of boost, are you?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind anywhere between sort of 24, 25 pounds at the moment.
And so I'm pumping 85. What else is in this setup? Electronics and what?
Oh, Haltech.
Yep.
That's the other difference too. Elite 2500.
I know you got the dash.
And we've got the IC7, yeah. Converter by SDE. Got an SDE converter in it. He spec'd that up for us and it seems to work pretty well. Locks up at about 6 and pulls to 7 comfortably.
suspensions in it. I did see it's got Shockworks.
Yeah, so I got the shocks works similar to No Man,
Oh, yes.
because I just got a deal on that. So I called the guys and we got the same front end on that. Yeah. The rear end, the guys at Pairside Up Fabrications originally done the work. So it's got a sheet metal 9-inch, 35 spline axles, AFCO rears. It's got the full package in the back. Yeah. So the rear end's ready to go, and it runs on a 325 street radial tyre. So yeah, on the street it hooks and goes.
I
Yeah.
like that it's got hubcaps on it still.
Hubcaps and the Ecotech V6 badges. It's been quite popular on the street scene in regards to being Australia's best sleeper sort of thing. So it does well.
Now, the owner was saying that it hasn't been painted, but Jesus, it's pretty neat, isn't it?
Yeah, well, this is the beauty of being a used car salesman. You
Yeah.
get old ladies coming in and trading in their cars that are immaculate.
So this didn't just go back out in the lot.
Nah, this one was,
out the back.
he rings me up, he goes, George, I found the car. I'm like, all right, beautiful, let's go, let's get cracking.
Oh, so it's a full
definitely-
one owner job.
I think so.
Yeah, it looks it.
It's clean
very,
as.
very
yeah,
clean.
yeah, beautiful car. And yeah, factory paint. It's a cool car, sounds unreal.
And it's got, like, you can't really tell from here. Obviously, it's got tinted windows, but
Tinted
it's got
windows.
a full cage. It's got
Full cage Kirkies.
trimmed Kirkies in
Yeah,
it.
trimmed Kirkies.
It's done very nice.
It's done very well. And to tell you the truth, we built this car, apart from the guys that done the chassis work and the cage and that, let's exclude those guys. We built this car from front to back, ECU, looms, fabrication, the whole kit caboodle, drive, tune, within a couple of months.
Yeah.
We were trying to get it ready for his wedding. We fell short on that deadline, but the car was done by that stage. So it's now been, it's done well. He was really good as well with the build. Whatever we needed, it's there. Money not an option. Let's just get it done. So it was a good build, and like I said, we built it in like a couple of months. It was really
And it's
good.
got log style cast.
Yeah, I got LSA reversed LSA manifolds. Again, it was that speedy process that I wanted to get the car built in. I could have made some of my manifolds, but I'm like, you know what?
It doesn't look too.
No, not out of place. Yeah.
Some of them look a bit squashed. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. And they're
like
quite they're quite hugging.
Yeah, you got a fair bit of room in there, really.
Yeah, and you don't burn leads and any of that stuff. So it does well. It's a really cool car. I put a lot of late nights, heart and soul in this to get it ready for racing. We're ready to race it, yeah. So we'll see what it does at the track. We've got high hopes in the sense of everything's done well.
Yeah.
It's showing good power, so.
I can't see why this car isn't capable of an 8 second.
100%, yeah. But that's definitely, that's not far out of the equation, definitely. But again, we want to make sure it all works at the track. Yeah, there's still a lot of other factors that we want to make sure we get right, so definitely. So yeah, let's get a couple more runs on
Give
this.
it another hit.
Yeah, let's go.
I need to get some earplugs.
Hey, at least it's not as bad as a Barra on gate.
There was a Golf that went past before.
Oh, that was shocking.
And that's on par with a Barra with a Screamer.
Come on, dude. Don't put us in that same category, dude.
Actually, yeah, that's been pretty harsh. isn't
No,
it?
that's really harsh, actually. I thought we were mates, just quietly.
We've had a lot of requests for large holographic stickers. Where do you find them? Of course, in Full Boost Shop. Perfect for any window.